like Rik, this is my first entree into politics. I will share with you that if you are, who here does any Facebook or social media? Everybody, okay. Did you see the video about the lady in Bernardsville who was on Facebook selling and just, in New Jersey, and she was selling on Facebook and the police came in and closed her down?
Yes.
Yeah, you know who that was? Me.
That
was me. Yeah. The police came in and told me at 8 o'clock at night that I couldn't sell on Facebook, that I couldn't tell people what was in my gift shop, that I had to wear a mask in my own shop in a closed store. And they were wrong on every count. And they did it, and I told them we were live. And in the end, the amount of pressure that I felt from the whole situation, I closed both my businesses. It was too much for me for that. But you know what? It gave me the fire. I became so impassioned about this situation that is so completely out of control. And when I met Rik, I thought, oh my gosh, this is somebody I want to invest in. So tonight, when you're listening to Rik, I want you to listen and understand that we are exactly everything you guys have been saying is so correct. It's a grassroots movement. In many ways, this is like the United States was 200 years ago or 250 years ago when the revolution started. We have a situation where there's taxation, where there's crazy things happening, and we have no voice. And we don't like that we have no voice. And so we're coming out and we're saying we want to put people in government in positions of authority who will hear our voice, who will speak our concerns, which is huge, right? But we can't do it for nothing. And right now we are running on a shoestring budget, and we have 8 weeks, folks. This is a sprint. This is not a marathon. See, the Democrats stole a month by pushing the election back a month, so we couldn't campaign because we didn't know who was campaigning. Then they stole another month by having it being mail-in voting. So it took another month for us to find out who was the candidate, and Rik is the candidate. So we've lost 50% of our time. So one of the things, you are all going to be positively impacted, or you're all going to be positively or negatively impacted. And the choice is yours. Tonight, you have to think about how much can you invest in Rik. We need to make commercials. We need to buy TV time. And we're prepared to offer some really great stuff. Like, I'm prepared, if you have any groups, you want to put together $1,000 a plate luncheon, I will bring you up to Trump National in Bedminster, and you can sit at the President's Club and have a conversation with Rik. Tonight, if you want to, and I'm strongly encouraging you to get out your credit cards, this is a sprint. We are at the pinnacle of changing this country and getting some representation, and your voice will be heard for the first time. And you know what? The president knows that Rik is running, and the president is anxious. He wants to have an Indian American voice in the Senate. He wants this, but he needs to see that we're serious, because right now New Jersey looks like, it always just goes to the Democrats, right? And in order for him to see us be serious, I feel like, do you remember the childhood book from Dr. Seuss, Horton Hears a Who, right? We have to shout so loud that they can hear us. And we can't do that until we've made some commercials and until we've bought some airtime. So I want you to listen tonight to Rik, and I want you to think about the investment. Because right now, if you invest in Rik, you have the possibility to get all these things that we're talking about. And if we just allow the status quo to continue, we have so much to lose. Taxes are going to go up, right? That's what we've been told. And just so you know, the path to getting rid of Murphy is through Rik Mehta. Rik Mehta is the path to getting rid of the governor. So there's so much we need to do. So with that, I will turn my double microphone over to Rik and listen to all of the great things and think about how you will benefit from having Rik's voice in Washington.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? What a beautiful evening to be an American, right? I'm so excited to be here. I'm truly honored and humbled. What a great crowd. Thank you guys so much for lining up and coming here to hear me and to listen to my words. And Kat, thank you very much. Can we just give a quick round of applause to our host here, Sridhar, and the president, Pravin, thank you so much. It really is an honor to be here. I stand here before you as the first American of Indian origin to win the U.S. Senate nomination for both the Republicans or the Democrats. Thank you. I'm very proud of that accomplishment, and if I would be remiss if I said that accomplishment was my own doing. It's not. It's the hard work of all of us, our entire community that immigrated here, that risked so much to be here, that gave up so much. And my story is probably very similar to yours. My father came here in 1969. 50 years ago, he flew into JFK Airport. He didn't know anybody in this country. He came here, he grabbed a loan from his uncles. He had only $100 in his pocket. Came to JFK, he took a bus to Scranton, Pennsylvania, okay? He opened up the phone book, looked for an Indian name, they took him in, gave him a hot meal and a roof over his head. That's how we got our start in this country. He worked 2 jobs. He met my mother at Temple University. They fell in love. One of the first Indian couples to get married in Philadelphia, in this country. Little did they know that their 2 uncles back home knew each other, so they said, okay, it's okay. Yeah, so love marriage is okay. And that's how I met my wife, too. We met at Rutgers University. We met 20 years ago. We've been married for 10. She made me chase her, of course, for 10 years. And my story is like all of you. Humble beginnings, hard work, and the belief that the American dream is available to anyone willing to chase it. And I'll tell you right now that our American dream is being challenged. Our constitutional rights, the reason why we come to this country for more opportunity, for innovation, to succeed, where the sky's the limit if we work hard for that, is under attack. The reason in this state it's under attack for 2 reasons. Why do so many people want to move out of the state, where 44% of people want to move out of New Jersey? 2 simple reasons: taxation and corruption. Now, when we talk about taxation, we have the highest property taxes. Of course, I don't need to tell that to you guys. You guys probably contribute to half the GDP in New Jersey. But what I do tell you is that for minorities, especially for Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, and others that want to build generational wealth for their children and others to be successful in New Jersey, it's very difficult. It's very difficult because the governor's policies continue to marginalize them from being able to establish wealth and generational wealth. And for me, this is very important. You know why? It's because I have 3 children. I have 3 boys, and they mean everything to me. For me, being a husband and a father comes first. You know what comes last? Politics. And right now, this governor, and I'm challenging Cory Booker, has continued to build their political careers off the backs of our proud communities. I'm not a career politician. I jumped into this race because I'm tired of the other reason people move out, and it's corruption. It's cronyism. And it's those that continue to make deals behind the scenes that do not represent the good people of New Jersey, that do not represent those that may not have a voice in the political process. And so I'm proud here because I'm unapologetically Republican, running on the ticket with the president because I believe in putting policy over politics. I believe that the American dream is and can be available to anyone willing to chase it, to anyone that's willing to work hard. Now, right now, our small businesses continue to be challenged. As someone who owns small businesses, it's difficult. Now, I should also mention to you that I started my career as a pharmacist. I worked overnights to put myself through law school at Rutgers, went to Rutgers to both schools, and then I went to the FDA where I practiced for many years in compliance and consumer safety officer, pulling many illegal, unapproved drugs off the market, many of them illegal opioids, and contributing to protecting our public health. I even spent time overseas fighting against counterfeit drugs for many years before leaving and being the head of the Health Regulation and Licensing Administration. You know what my job was? It was to oversee every single health inspection and enforcement for every doctor, every hospital, every health facility, restaurant, long-term care facility, nursing home you can imagine in the district. And I'll tell you what wouldn't have happened under my watch. We wouldn't have lost half of the COVID patients that we lost in New Jersey, having the highest rates per 100,000 than any other state, more than China, here in New Jersey. That wouldn't have happened under my watch. And this is the reason why the governor is currently under federal investigation, and yet the media doesn't report on that. I'm here to make sure that when we have a public health crisis, that we have a plan in place, that we have reasonable risk mitigation policies that don't just rely on shutting the doors of our businesses, our proud business owners that all they want to do is put food on the table. And so you know what I did to stand up to the governor? I joined a gym. And if many of you haven't heard, the Attilas Gym down in Camden County continued to be battered by the governor's fake policies of keeping gym owners down and shut down. They lost their business licenses. They had $300,000 in debt, and I talked to them and I said, you know what? The other day I saw the governor marching in a political protest shoulder to shoulder with many hundreds of thousands of people. But there was no risk of COVID then. I said, you know what, let's have some political workouts. So we opened up a campaign site there, and the next day the governor decided to reopen the gyms. So I said, where's the science? Where's the public health data for that? My background, my wife is an epidemiologist. Let's talk about it. I have no problems having collaborative conversations on scientific matters. I mean, I built my entire career, more than 20 years in science and medicine. I can have an intelligent conversation. You know what happens? They make decisions on politics, and then they ask for their health department to fill in the blanks for the science. And that's unacceptable because there's too many smart people out there that are calling that bluff right now. And you know why we're calling that bluff? Because the governor said that the Bill of Rights is above his pay grade. When the governor himself, and this is true, this was on Fox News, he said that the Bill of Rights is above his pay grade, all he's doing is degrading the American dream. The constitutional rights that we found to come, where our global partners like India and Israel continue to fight to uphold democracy and freedom, we as America are the symbol of freedom for the entire world. And if we don't protect that back here at home, we have risk of global disruption. When you have folks like Cory Booker, who I'm challenging, bend over and give more to the Chinese government, to we know is a communist trade partner. This is a mistake. This is a threat to our democracy. When we know that more than 80% of our active pharmaceutical ingredients come from China. And so not only do we have a public health risk in that, but we have a national security interest, or national security risk. We know that the interest that Cory Booker has is not on the people of America. It's not on legal immigration. It's not on creating jobs. It's not on protecting small businesses. It's not on innovation and opportunity and increasing economic viability in our state. Let's look at the determinants of public health. Even before this virus, the number one determinant of good public health is economic viability. And we have the highest unemployment rate here in New Jersey. So now is the time we come together to say enough is enough. Now is the time we say, you know what? It's time to make New Jersey a place to live, not leave. It's time to focus on building our small businesses. It's time to focus on rebuilding our economy, and we can do it. You all have done it. You have created hundreds of jobs. Now is the time to give you credit, to put you on the limelight, to put you up on that stage and say, I know how to create jobs. I know how to create jobs for people, to drop the unemployment rate so that we can improve public health. And you know why we're doing this? It's not just for us. It's for our children. Remember, family comes first for me, as many of it does for you. And it's time to focus on creating generational wealth and opportunity. It's time to reduce taxes. It's time to end corruption. It's time to detangle the regulatory burdens that have been put on us. We send more in tax money to Washington than we ever get back, less than any other state in the entire union. Why? What are we seeing for it? How come federal funding isn't coming to build our infrastructure? And that's just not roads and highways, it's also IT infrastructure too. This is what we're fighting for. We have a big election year ahead of us. We're going to start the ground game now. It's time to make sure that President Trump has 4 more years in office so that we can continue to build on those successes that are going to create economic opportunity. It's time to send Rik Mehta to United States Senate. Okay? Thank you. And it's time to be Jersey proud. Now, thank you. I don't know where Cory Booker is. I went to Newark looking for him because he wouldn't answer my calls to debate him. In what free, fair society can you have an election without opening up your policy positions to people. He thinks he's guaranteed this job. Okay? Remember, Phil Murphy is the one who let him run for president, let Cory Booker run for president while keeping his Senate seat. And remember, he missed more than 65% of the votes. Isn't it time that we had a U.S. senator that actually represents us in Washington? A U.S. senator that represents family values? I'll tell you right now what I'm not tied to. I'm not tied to special interest. With my special interest friends and focusing on special interest projects that continue to only focus on those that give him money. I'm here to focus on the people of New Jersey, those that haven't had a voice. And so your investment in me today will be an investment in our future. It's going to make sure that we have a U.S. Senator that's going to continue to fight for our funding, reducing our taxes, creating fiscal opportunities for all, regardless of race, creed, religion. Okay? That's what we're focused on. We've sacrificed a lot. You have all sacrificed so much to come to this country to build a better life. Don't let them take that away from you. Let's build on that. Let's highlight your successes. And let's make sure, like I said, we stay Jersey proud. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America.
So I know no one likes, oh, I'm going to give $1,000. Oh, no, I don't want $1,000. No worries. I actually want $5,600. So I want to make sure we're on the same page. We need to get this man elected. We need somebody who actually cares. We can take credit cards. We can take checks. And he cares about you guys because look, it's Sunday night and he is out here talking to you. He's making this something that's super important. And you and my business isn't anymore, but now I can be the voice for small business and I can help Rik. And next year, after Rik's in office, I'm going to drag him back here and we're going to get rid of Governor Murphy. But yeah, right? But the road to getting rid of Governor Murphy is paved with getting Rik into office first. Please consider giving them back to me tonight. If you could make a commitment, even if you don't have your checkbook on you.
First of all, let me welcome everybody. And this event wouldn't have been possible if our host is not here, Praveen Garu. Please come on the stage. Praveen Tarkamalla, when we said that, we wanted to do under Aara, Asian American Republican Alliance, and where we have our team also here. And Dharmesh ji is our state board director as well as Middlesex County chairman. And we have Atul Vadoria, he's our vice president. And where is our, Arun Kumar? Yes. He's our state president. So he's also our state director. And we have a team and we have a national board of directors also. Praveen Tarkamalla ji is also our Aara national board of director. And where is Krishna Vemuri Garu? I don't know. Oh, yeah, here. Okay, because I can see that. He's also our national board director. So Aara is expanding in every state. And today we are very proud that we have around 1,800 members throughout USA within a short form of within 2 weeks. And also today the entire event is supported by IT Serve leadership. And where is Manigaru, the president? I can't see the light. Oh yeah, Manigaru, you should come here, please. And also Vijay Garg ji is also a part of host committee. Please come. Vijay Garg ji is always, when I ran as a congressman also, he was the first person said that, here is my $10,000 check. And I still remember, and he was, but I didn't make it. And he's making it for Senate, which is a great thing. And Suresh ji is our dear friend, more than 2 decades, or I don't know how many decades, 2.5 decades. And Jyoti ji is also our partner and director. And in Mana TV, Deepali ji, she can rise. That like this, so many people, I can't see. Kalyan ji is also a very great businessman. He is a partner to Praveen Garu. Venkat Pasula Garu is also here. And Sandeep is there. Ramesh Galapati Garu also here. Sadish Garu is also here. Yeah, so many people are here. And thank you very much for coming all the way and supporting. And our objective of Aara is, let me just put it a small scenario. In New Jersey, we have 17 million people population. Out of that, 1 million are Asian people. And out of that, 350,000 are Indians. So this is the power. And if you look at that winning and losing, a lot of people, congressmen or anybody, you hardly see 5,000 votes difference or 20,000 difference. If our people can come out, these people are highly undecided voters. If they come forward, all 1 million unanimously, with a one thought process, we can make anybody win. It's not a big deal. Because anyway, other people are having a preset, but we are open-minded, undecided voters. Right now, the power lies with undecided voters. Why the people don't care about New Jersey state or Texas state or any other state? Why people are only after the battleground states? Because they are the people who are the decision makers. Similarly, our Asians are the decision makers. So the country is giving most importance to the battleground states, and similarly, Asian Americans are also equally powerful because we are undecided voters. We can make anybody win. We can even decide who is the president in the White House. That power we have. But the only thing is, we want to come forward on one thought process with one voice. That's why we started this Aara. And ever since, we don't know which muhurt we started, it is going leaps and bounds. And we forecast we are going to become like 10,000 members by within next 2 weeks. And also today I got a call from, I don't know, I should be telling before Rik or not. I got a call from the highest campaign office. They suggested me certain things. And we are going to be with you. And please do certain things. And they are going to be supporting us also a lot. So in turn, we want all of your support. And let's make it together as Asian Our Power. Thank you very much for coming. And again, same time, as a small business owners, I want few people to speak. What is our IT serve? And our IT company people, because we are ready to invest. We have been spending money on the pack, so many things. But here is a decision maker going to the White House, guaranteed win. So let's talk about like what are our problems and how do we make, our voice to be heard. What are our concerns? So I think Praveen Garu and Mani Garu can speak very well on that.
Thanks for inviting us here.
It's my pleasure.
And thanks for host also.
Please, we are all friends.
This is unexpected, but really I have to appreciate it. And we really need a face in the Washington. Actually.
Thank you.
We need a face.
Great to hear a little bit about IT, sir.
Yeah, IT service we are about close to 1,400 members across the country. We have about 16 chapters, and our chapter has close to 200 companies here around.
Yes.
And the companies are range from a million to I would say 100 million.
Wow.
Their turnovers. Here in the East Coast, we have a mixed population, most of the Indians here. We are all for a cause. We are actually united for a cause. And we are working together. Like Dipali is one of our PAC members. We keep working with the government, trying to see they can listen our voice. I love to see you on the face on the Washington. That's definitely. We will try to support. And thank you. Thanks for giving opportunity.
Thanks for everybody's time, and I'm very excited and very happy to support our buddy. And he came all over for only for us and to help us to develop this country to next level. And as a IT owner, I want all our IT companies to be very successful, because we Indians came from India with a lot of struggle. As he told, for us, our parents are the most respected people in our lives, along with our wife and the kids. So I request, you should help all our IT companies to sustain for longer period of time. And I know, IT served worked very hard, including Dipali, Jyotiji, Venkat, Mani. They put so much of time. And on top of this, we have a big guys in Dallas who've been working with this platform and helping us. And they filed a lot of lawsuits, and we were able to make it. And we want to continue to have our presence in White House and help all IT companies to sustain and give more employment and help the community and make this country great, because I'm sure information technology has its own pace and its own value, and it has its own light. I would say that it's one of the prime star of this country's information technology, and we all belong to that, and we are going to protect these jobs, and we'll make sure that everybody is employed and give more opportunities, more employment, and help the nation and help the world. And we want the peace to be back from all sectors. So I really appreciate all of you listening to me. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
I want to say that IT service for the jobs in US.
Yes.
There is a misperception. A lot of people think that we are anti-overseas. Yeah. We are anti-overseas. We don't want the jobs to be shipped out. A lot of companies in the United States, the companies who are actually established here, they actually ship the jobs out. Our fight is here every day is for keep the jobs in the US.
Yes.
That's all we are fighting for it. I just want to make it clear that we are for jobs in the United States. Technology jobs should be here. All the young crowd, like my daughter and a lot of kids here, they're supposed to be employed here. And they're supposed to be in technology. I wanted to basically Rick to take that point and see if he could make it that all the US IT jobs should be here. Thank you.
We have one more National Director, Krishna Garu. Vijaykar Garu, please.
Good evening, everybody. And I wish all the success to Rik Mehta. I have been the fan of Trump since 1990, and even I have the Trump board games now. I get too emotional when I speak about Trump. The reason is the very reason for all of us coming to America is something. We wouldn't want to go to UAE, Gulf. We wouldn't want to go to Mexico, nor Nigeria, nor Russia. Why we all came here? We heard from our childhood that America is something. America is very disciplined. America is very nice. It respects people. There is no discrepancy or there is no division among the people who work hard. Maybe in the heart, I feel that I am Indian. I really want my kids to marry Indians and Indians from Andhra Pradesh and then Brahmins from Andhra Pradesh. That is my internal feeling. That's okay. Leaving that, America respects everybody. But now if we see America, America has a lot of unrest. And it all started with when Trump elected. See, had Hillary been elected that time, unknowingly, lot of unrest and lot of bad things must have crept into the system, and now probably America would have collapsed by now. And I request you to understand the collapse of Moscow, Russia, USSR. Upon collapse of USSR, okay, America probably did not think that something else is going to rise to pull it down. That is China. China probably is trying to pull it down, and the only one person who fights against China is Trump. The only one person who works from his heart is Trump. And really, I think I have written some article in Medium. Trump has only one agenda. The agenda is America first. And then anybody who wants to fire an employee at the highest level needs guts and then righteousness to fire such a person. I think he has fired his foreign secretary, who is the foreign secretary, who is very highly placed person in the world, ExxonMobil CEO. To fire such a person, it needs guts, and then you need to have righteousness. And I think you must have observed before last elections, I think 2016 elections, everybody has tried to sling mud on Trump's candidate Trump then. See, now, in the last 4 years, there is not even a single thing that these guys are able to say that Trump has done bad in the White House. They tried to malign him, and finally they ended up in as a bad people, including everything. Recently, you have everybody been seeing this unrest in what is this? There are other states in the name of protesters. There is not even a single person from the Democratic Party said it is bad. Okay, in the Democratic National Convention, there is not even a single person said, okay, protesters are there, maybe at least they did not use the word maybe also. There are some bad people who crept into the peaceful protesters and they are doing this, but not the protesters, not even to that extent, until Wednesday. This Wednesday, they started coming out and saying that there is unrest in the country, there is violence in the country, and it should be stopped. And the idiot CNN guy comes and says, oh, now it is showing on polls. So therefore, the violence has to be stopped, which means it is manufactured violence. So only Trump can save America, and we all have to vote for Trump. Okay, anybody who supports Trump, I support. I wish Rik Mehta all the best.
Thank you, Sridhar Garu and Parveen Garu, for hosting this great event. Rik Mehta is, thank you for coming and joining us for this event. When I look at this campaign, and as my 2 cents are the 2 important points. One is business oriented. All of you can correlate how the financial decision which Republican government made with respect to whether it's PPP support, whether it's putting finance back in your pocket, or cutting down expenses, so avoid unnecessary loopholes. That is the agenda they have, which directly impacts us and also empower us to give more employment in this country. So when you are voting for Rik Mehta, you are voting for that cause, that agenda. So uh, we should all look at that aspect. This is the way business gonna grow. That's where the employment gonna grow. Second and more personal aspect is when I ask my kids, look at the role models. I tell him about Satya Nadella or Sudhir Pichai for the CEOs. And then we do have a lot of congressmen out there. But first time we have somebody whom I say, look up to him, who is running for the Republican. And thank you. And that's what his win is win for our ethnicity and the cause, and we are setting a good example for our next generation. With that, thank you and wish you all the best.
We want Suresh Chatakondu garu, please. You cannot say no, please come. Yes, now stage will shake now. Stage, no. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. Come.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. And guys, you know very well, most of our Indians and Asians, we don't vote. We got citizenship. We don't even go to the vote, and we just take the bag and go to the work. Guys have to think of it. Just think of it. Go and vote. Here is a person. Here is a Rik Mehta for us. Send him to the Senate. Send him, and he is our voice. He is our voice. He is going to talk about us. He is going to look at our problems, what we are facing here. Either it can be property taxes or any issues. He is there. He is reachable easily. Anytime you can talk to him and explain him our business problems and all the stuff. So my whole request to you is go and vote for him and send him to Senate. This is a time for us to show our unity and strength. Thank you. God bless America. Go for Trump. Go for Rik Mehta.
So congratulations, Rick, first of all, and thank you for being our voice in leading us in the DC. Uh, so you were asking about IT serve, right? And like Mani rightly said, we are empowering local employment. And usually we are mistaken with the offshoring companies. When the rules and regulations are made on legal immigration, they think that the visas are being exploited. Well, that is the truth, but not by us. Uh, the visas are being exploited by outsourcing companies, and we are small businesses who are put in the same bucket as outsourcing company. The reason to form IT Serve was the same. In 2010, the new memo had come that impacted our businesses a lot. That's when few CEOs like us came together in Dallas. That's where our headquarters is, and we started this organization. So a PAC that I have now honor to head, Policy Advocacy Committee, is the core of our businesses. And we do use a lot of visa, but not because that we want to replace American jobs. I mean, it is expensive to sponsor the visa. It's not our first choice, but it is the situation that there are not a lot of skilled IT people out here who can qualify for the jobs that we have. And that is the reason we have to sponsor visa. Like I was telling you that the unemployment was at the lowest and IT unemployment was even at the lowest, and we were not getting people here. But if we are not able to fill up those jobs, we have clients in corporate America, they are sending those jobs overseas. Canada is opening the border wide open, and they are encouraging all these people from universities who are not able to get work authorization, people who are having the challenge with visa, who are our employees, are going outside. So we spend the money, America spends the money on training these people in the US, educating them. Why should we send the talent away? Right? So that's where we are standing for, and that's where ITSF has come together to stand up united for our own businesses and fight for the unjust reasons. Like Praveen ji said, that we filed the lawsuits against the government. it was not the need as such, but if we could be heard and the unjust ruling doesn't happen, we don't have to spend money and time and stress in fighting the lawsuits. So that's why under PAC, in fact, this since 2 years we are taking multi-pronged approach, and we are collaborating with people like you and the people on the both sides of the aisle who can understand what we are, and then if we can be put in a different bucket than the IT outsourcing companies, small medium-sized businesses, that will help a lot because it is becoming expensive for us to do business. The fees are getting increased on the visa, and we are put in the same bucket as the billion-dollar company.
Maybe mention how many American jobs you guys.
Yeah, we do have all those stats as well, and then together as IT Sub Alliance, we represent probably 5 billion in revenue. Yeah. Yeah. More than 6 billion probably. Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then you can imagine how much tax dollars we contribute, right?
And how many jobs you create
Exactly.
for Americans.
So what our request would be that somehow we should be put in a different bucket than the bigger outsourcing companies. The fees which are being applied to our businesses should be different than what are generally applied. Yeah. Yeah, and thank you so much, and I hope that you could be that voice, and we'll definitely support you being one of us. And again, all the best. Thank you.
It's an honor to meet Rik, and congratulations. We definitely want to support Rik Mehta for the Senate. And as Dipali said, we are small business owners and we should be considered as small business owners like all other types of businesses that are there. And we bring jobs, we create wealth. We are the people. It's not only we are creating wealth and jobs, but as a IT serve organization, where I am part of the benefits chair, we not only help the community, we have done so many CSR activities. We bring a lot of internships to all the people of America origin. We sup- we do so much, and that what we do, and we are so different, that voice we would want you to put up. And it becomes very difficult for us being a small business owner when the rules and regulations are put in on us, and we don't want to collapse. We want to grow, we want to be successful, and we definitely want to support you and Trump in the journey. So thank you so much. Thank you, Rik.
Hello everyone. Congratulations Rik for representing our community. Again, whenever most of us, we may not have a clear picture, are we going to be working for a Democratic or Republican, but it's a different scenario here. I definitely would see that we all have a lot of challenges in terms of, I attended to go to the White House a couple of times. We try to explain our issues. I don't think so anybody would really listen to us, seeing that we are a minority people. We said that these are challenges we have, and this is an IT, and how important we are being in the business, and how we are helping in the community. But I don't think so. I don't see that people are really listening to us. Having our representation would definitely get help us a lot, and see being Rik being there, it's a really great opportunity for us. So do your best to elect him. Thank you, everyone.
This is Satish Segu. I think what I observed in this pandemic situation, without Mr. Trump, it would have been very, very disastrous. I mean, so many people would have literally on the streets, the small business people especially. So I feel like we should always vote together, Mr. Trump and Mr. Rik, and let's make them win, and great Trump.
Yeah, I'm also a political editor. Been in politics for 9 years, not in active politics. I'm also currently campaign manager for my mayoral candidate. I'm also in the Air Force, lieutenant and a pilot. I think probably a year ago I spoke with Rik. Spoke with him. I bored him for like an hour and 10 minutes or something, saying that I'll support him. Fast forward to 2020, I canceled on him 2 times, my interview show. I'm pretty sure he's thoroughly mad at me, but we'll make it this time.
Takes a lot more than
Yeah, yeah. You're in politics. You got to be a little. Yeah, well, yeah. That we're combinedly mad at him. So. Before voting for, well, we all got to vote for Rik, but before voting for Rik, there's one thing, there's a misconception. Excuse me, everybody in the back, could you please listen to what I'm saying? Just for 1 minute, just 1 minute. This is not going to be boring, this is educational, I promise. So we all got to know why we got to vote for Rik. One is he's a great guy, he's going to do great things for us. Two, because he's Republican. There's a big misconception out there. I've been reading history since I was 11, probably read hundreds of books so far, American history. Always keep saying this, 18th century, George Washington is my hero. 19th century, Abraham Lincoln, 20th century, Ronald Reagan, 21st century, Donald Trump. There's a reason why all my 4 heroes are Republicans. I thoroughly read the history, I read Civil War, and there's a misconception out there which Democrats love to spread that Republicans are racist. Both start with an R, but that's not true. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard in my entire life. More lies than Governor Murphy says, okay? So do not let that get into your ears. In fact, Democrats are the biggest racists. I know that. That party was formed on the plank of racism, and Republican Party was formed on the plank of eliminating slavery, which is why the Abraham Lincoln, we all know that, right? 13th Amendment. So Republicans are not racist. It's the opposite. Democrats are the biggest racists I've ever seen in my life. And all the future generations, they will be the biggest racists. So, and everything that talk about President Trump is a big lie. President Trump is extremely popular. We all know. I like Trump because he's a president. He's not a politician. That's why I like President Trump. He's a president, but not a politician. So there's a difference. And Democrats cannot take it. They got nothing else to attack him. They keep blaming him. They keep saying he's a fascist, a racist, this and that. They could not prove one thing so far. All right? So do not let that pollute your minds. I wear uniform. We all see America. I feel America. It's in my blood. I wear uniform. Every time I wear a uniform, I'm a pilot, I'm a lieutenant. Every time I wear a uniform, I cannot tell you the pride I feel about America. America is the greatest nation on this planet Earth, in the universe. That hands down, okay? Do not let anybody believe there's a greater country than America. All these Democrats and all the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, everybody involved in those things, they keep making America weak, and weaker. They project as if America is not a great country. If everybody, this is a message to everybody, if anybody does not like America, please get out of the country. Nobody's forcing you to live in America. Nobody, except yourself. You could have gone to, like somebody said, I don't know who said that. You could have gone to Nigeria or Zimbabwe or England or, right? Saudi Arabia, some desert, Sahara. You chose America for a specific purpose. You chose America. You've been here on visas for several years. You waited for a green card. You waited for the passport. There got to be a reason, right? We're not idiots. We use our brains, right? There got to be a reason why we chose America, because America has been the greatest country. It is, and it will always be the greatest country. So do not let anybody pollute your brains on that, okay? And there's also another big misconception. We got to get out of this misconception that if we are colored people, we got to be Democrats. Stop this nonsense, please. There's no truth in this. It cannot be farther from truth. I'm not white, I'm a Republican. What are you going to do about this? I know the history of the party, and which is why I support Republicans, which is why I support Rik Mehta. And I'm pretty sure for the same reason, he's also a Republican. And he's not white either. Oh my goodness, we broke all the democratic policies here. He's not white, he's supposed to be a Democrat, right? No, he's not. We all got a brain, so please use our brains and use your judgment. Vote Republicans up and down the ballot, not just Rik Mehta. The whole column, up and down the ballot, vote Republicans. And I'm not sure who said this, but we will kick Governor Murphy out of this New Jersey. He's not from New Jersey. He's not from New Jersey. Anybody knows that? He's not from New Jersey. We'll kick him out. He's from New Jersey. We'll kick him out through Rik Mehta. Okay? All right, so everybody, please vote Republican. Finally, my shirt is red, my blood is red, I support red. You know what that means? All right, thank you. God bless America. God bless Rik Mehta. God bless the greatest president, President Donald Trump. He's not just a president. By the way, he's also Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. So I got to respect him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Let's see first why we are here. Finally, we need result in 2020 November. Because Rik Mehta, 6 years. This position is for 6 years. And we are from Aara. You know somebody? Aara, Asian American Republican Alliance. And who is the founder? Sridhar Chillara. So maybe you don't know. And we are working under NJGOP. So that is a big gain for Aara, New Jersey Republican Party. Under New Jersey Republican Party, Aara is working. So let's see, everybody just listen one calculation. Please. How we have to win this election? In New Jersey, because we are from politics, we know the calculation. We have 6,194,661 total registered voters. Out of this, we have undecided people. And that is 2,330,689. And same figure for Democrat. Now you see that the different, same figure Democrat and same figure undecided. Now out of this figure you can see majority Indian people are coming from Democrat country, and we know that it is from democracy. And by default, they are registered, they don't know they are Democrat. And this election, Rik Mehta, he need more gain. We have very narrow margin last election. In 2016 presidential election, Republican vote more. So this year we hope 70 or 75% voting. And definitely, as per this calculation, please help those who you know. You have to ask, go and vote this year, possible mail-in ballot. It's very easy. And definitely we are winning. Just remind these figure undecided people. Who is undecided? Majority Indian American. So please help. Send it to WhatsApp message or Facebook or whatever the source is, whatever the group. Go vote. Those who are not registered, please send it to Aara. We are sending a form for each and every county. Even those who want to change the party affiliation, we are also working right now. So please go with this calculation and vote 2020 Rik Mehta and Mr. President. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rik Mehta. I'm the Republican nominee for United States Senate here in New Jersey. I'm proud to be here today as the first American of Indian origin to win the nomination for either Republicans or Democrats in New Jersey. We've made history. And today, I need your help to get me to Washington. If you can chip in and donate, even if it's $10, $15, $25, or $100, it would help me get our message out and get me to Washington to represent our family values. We're making New Jersey a place to live, not leave. We're working on reducing taxes and making common sense legislation that's going to be beneficial for all of us, and especially my children. I have 3 boys, and I'm here to make sure that we represent our family values in Washington. Help me get to Washington. I'm Rik Mehta. I'm the Republican nominee running for United States Senate here in New Jersey. Reach me, Rik Mehta, running for Republican nominee for United States Senate. Reach me at rikfornj.com. That's RIKFORNJ.com. RIKFORNJ.com. Or contact us by email, info@rikfornj.com. That's info@rikfornj.com. Donate, come support us, and watch us make history. Be part of that history. Thank you.